Okay.
Hello and welcome to Radhaa Publishing House. I'm Radhaa Anelia, and today we have an extremely special guest, Meredith Ruben Daniels. And she's been a co-author with Energy Healing and Soul Medicine, and she's just incredible. But I'm so excited to share today her new book, A Lying Teacher, A Guide to Sanity When You Just Want to Quit. So welcome, Meredith.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored to be here.
Oh my goodness, I want to hear all about this new book because I think it's so powerful. Everything that it stands for. Do you mind? I want to hear from your words what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to start off with a little bit of my background so it all kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So my background is in education. I have a bachelor's and a master's in teaching. I spent 9 years in the classroom, and I'd wanted to be a teacher my whole life. And once I got into the classroom, the universe immediately started telling me, nope, this isn't where you're supposed to be. And I was like, but wait, no, like I don't have a plan B. I'm supposed to be a teacher. And the universe kept being like, nope, nope, like, but this isn't what you're supposed to be doing. And so I was super frustrated, but eventually I was like, okay, fine. Like, I'm just going to surrender and trust that I'm supposed to be doing something else, even though I have no clue what that is. And so I left the classroom and I ended up on this like windy path of spirituality and discovering, holistic health and all of these things. And eventually, looking back, like all of the pieces fit together perfectly to put me in the position to write this book where I can influence and help so many more teachers, which then means so many more children than I would have just been able to reach in my own personal classroom. But that's just part of the story. So the other part is that my husband is a teacher also. He's been a high school math teacher for 17 years, and he is phenomenal. Like, oh my gosh, he's an amazing, amazing teacher. And he's really good at building these deep relationships with the students. And so 3 years, the 3 years leading up to COVID, he was the math teacher for the 60 most at-risk freshmen in his school. They put together this program to get these kids on track for graduation and, just really kind of help support them to get off on the right foot in high school. And so it was him and three other teachers that were basically being teachers and social workers at the same time for these kids. And literally every single kid that walked through his door came in with severe trauma. Whether it was, a bad home situation, kids were in gangs, some kids were being sex trafficked. Like, I mean, it was not good. And so these teachers did incredible things with these kids. But most teachers, I talk about this in the book, most teachers are empaths and they're picking up all of that energy that their kids are bringing in every day. And so while they did amazing work with the kids, it took a really big toll on the teachers. And they felt it mentally, emotionally, physically. And I would watch my husband come home every day exhausted. He would have migraines. He would come home and have to like go upstairs and decompress in our bedroom with the lights turned off. And I mean, all this stuff. And it really affected not only him personally, but our whole family because he wasn't able to interact with us, and just take part in family activities as soon as he got home from work. And so, there was another teacher on the team who ended up having to take a leave of absence from school because he was having such severe medical issues. I mean, it was really a lot for these teachers to take on. And obviously when you see somebody that you love going through all of this, you just want to help them, right? And so I came up with this whole protocol of energy exercises and essential oils and supplements and, all of these things to help him. And I don't get into supplements in the book because I'm not gonna, give people medical advice or anything like that. But, I talk about all the other things. And as he started doing these things, I noticed a big improvement in him and he was able to interact with our family better. And he was just happier in general. And so it occurred to me, he's not the only one feeling this. I went and did a presentation for his team 2 weeks before COVID hit. So, I did it for them and thought, man, I need to get this information out there for all teachers everywhere, because even though most teachers aren't in such an extreme situation where every single kid is coming in with this stuff, a lot of kids are still coming in with trauma. And even if everything is still perfect in the classroom, administration is throwing all these things at them. You know, oh, guess what? It's a snow day. You don't get to go play in the snow. You have to teach virtually now. All sorts of extra expectations and pressures on them. Teaching was hard to begin with, but I feel like these last couple of years since COVID, it's those pressures have been added exponentially. And we're seeing a ton of teachers that are leaving the profession. And then there's this other group of teachers who are feeling all the pressure. They're super burnt out. They want to get out, but they're so far into their career, they're too close to retirement that they feel stuck. Like, I can't have worked these 25 years and only have 5 years left in my career and leave now and miss out on my retirement. So they're stuck in this, pressure situation that they want to get out of. But in the meantime, like, they deserve to be happy. They deserve not to have so much stress put on them, day in and day out, and not be able to enjoy their career or their outside lives because of it. Teachers get into teaching because they want to help make the world a better place. They want to help their students. They don't get into it for the fame and fortune. So, these people who dedicate their lives to making the world a better place deserve to have peace and to have happiness and to, not have their mental, emotional, and physical health destroyed because of the stress that they're under at work.
Wow. Everything you're saying is so powerful. I can feel the truth in every single thing you said. It's like it's become almost like a war zone, education. And it is painful, I think, for both the teachers and the students. So I'm really excited that this book can really help bring forward, new information that's going to be fresh and relevant and important. I can see you doing workshops around this, like, the educational part, and I think that it's so interesting that you went in to be a teacher, but then actually you're meant to be helping and supporting teachers, because teachers need support. That's
Yeah.
a huge undertaking. And so where do they get their support from? They're giving and giving and giving of themselves. And so how do you think this book can help teachers, like if they just pick it up and read it? Just give us a few clues of how it might serve them.
Yeah, so I tried to make this book super easy to read, super user friendly. Teachers are busy. They don't have time to sit there and read a 200-page book. So I tried to make it very, bite size. Each chapter is about a different exercise or a different tip or trick that they can try to help, balance and align their energy, help protect their energy so they're not picking up on things that their students or their coworkers or their administrators are bringing into them. So there are 20 different tips and tricks in the book. And the thing is, if there's only one thing that resonates with you, great, do that one thing. Like, I'm not expecting anybody to feel like they have to do all 20 things in the book in order to feel better. That's not the goal. I want it to be quick, simple, easy, something you can do in just a few minutes.
Yes.
Something that resonates with each individual person. And so I tried to put some variety in there because everyone resonates with different things. So some things are a little bit more spiritual, some things are a little bit more physical. But I tried to add some variety in there for everyone.
That's so great. So yeah, you can pick up the book and go through it, and what resonates, take it. Maybe the whole thing resonates. Maybe you're looking for an overhaul, and maybe you just want to take a few pieces, but those pieces will be invaluable, because anything that helps protect our energy, helps us reset ourselves, helps us learn how to interact with others without taking on all that, I guess, empathic trauma is a lifesaver. I think more and more these days, it's becoming more common to talk about energy protection and ways that we can understand that we are all, sovereign in our energy field. Even though we're giving and sharing all the time, we still need that sort of energy field to protect our aura so that we're not getting like worn out or drained or cords or anything like that. So I love your healer's perspective as well. It's a perfect combination.
Yeah, and I really try to make it relatable to everybody, so you don't have to be like a spiritual woo-woo person to get something out of this book. It's really, meant for everyone.
Incredible. And so are you going to pursue like a group, or do you have any other resources for teachers as of now?
Yeah, so I actually have a free Facebook group called the Aligned Teacher Community. And that is a group where I do daily posts just to help kind of hold you accountable for, um, you know, having a more positive mindset, looking on the brighter side of things, because that's a big part of it is just our outlook on life. If we're focused on gratitude, we can't be focused on, you know, everything that's going wrong. You can't look in both directions at the same time. So I just wanted to have a place where like-minded people could gather and support each other in, finding the positives, in looking for the good in what's happening in your classroom or outside in the world. Um, and just have that place for support, because really, they say you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with. And so if all of your co-teachers at school are really negative and complaining and venting all the time, which I mean, venting has its place, I'm not denying you that, but if that's all they're looking at, then it's going to be really hard for you to step back and say, you know what, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to find something to be grateful for today. I'm going to see, the good in this person instead of all the stuff that drives me crazy about them. So it's just a place where you can go and be like, okay, I'm going to dedicate myself to feeling better and have some support around that.
Oh my goodness, this is a lifesaver, I think, for many. I'm so excited for you, Meredith. I mean, it's so cool. You just jumped right into the energy healing and soul medicine, and then soon after, you didn't waste any time in, writing this book, and it's just so precious. It's a beautiful gift that you're giving to teachers and to children, because you know what I mean? It's a symbiotic relationships. And so when teachers are empowered, they can empower the kids too. And it's a
Absolutely.
fun. So I just want to say thank you for showing up in the way that you do in the world. You're incredible, incredible woman, healer, mother, wife, and also, I just love your heart for humanity, and what you're bringing forward is so special. And I know in my heart that so many people are going to find value in this book. And so, what is the best way that people can reach you if they want to have a conversation with you?
Yeah, so my website is soulful-wellness.com. So all my information is on there, but on Instagram, I'm Meredith Ruben Daniels. On Facebook, I am Soulful Wellness with Meredith Ruben Daniels. Those are probably the best ways to reach me. But yeah, and just one other thing I want to add, to piggyback on what you were saying, is most of the things in this book teachers can also teach their students how to do as well, because these kids are coming in with stress also. And so to be able to, in your morning meeting say, okay, everyone, we're going to do the hookup, and everyone, does puts their finger in their belly button on their third eye and they take some deep breaths. Like, that's a great way to get everybody aligned and teach students valuable ways to take control over their own energy and regulate their own emotions. So, I'm really hoping that teachers take this information not only for themselves, but they share it with their students as well.
So beautiful. I love that. Can you imagine coming into a classroom as a child and having a conscious teacher that does these things? It helps you get right back into your body. Because as you know, as kids, you aren't really taught that stuff. I just
Right.
feel so much room for learning and growing for children. I feel like we haven't even touched the surface of it because
Hmm.
they're more intelligent and they're very energy oriented. And so when you teach them how to manage their own energy and self-regulate, like you said, that is probably the number one thing that they should learn immediately is how to self-regulate, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it would make the teacher's job so much easier, if the kids came in knowing how to do that. So,
Oh, I'm
um,
so excited for where this is going. I just feel this is going to find its way into the world and so many teachers will benefit. Maybe even in the future, it'll be part of a bigger curriculum for the teachers. So you
that would
never,
be amazing.
but I just want to say thanks for your courage and also just to let everyone know, like, this is what it takes. Sometimes you have a vision and a dream, and Meredith manifested being part of energy healing and soul medicine. It was just like boom, and soon after she's doing her book, and she's really on her purpose and her mission. And so this is just to remind anyone listening that maybe has never been part of, a writing project, that it's all possible for you, and it takes courage and just going for it and sharing what's in your heart and your soul. That's what matters. So thank you so much, Meredith, for showing up and sharing in the way that you do, and so much love and blessings. And I'll put the link below for the book, so be sure that you grab a copy of it. It's on Kindle now.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you and all of your support in everything. So,
Awesome. Thanks. Bye for now.